Get streaming though. We'll be fine. And ideally that doesn't fuck up again. I don't know. That was very, very annoying last night when it did that. So, all right. But that was yesterday. That was a different day. Now today is another day.
The Lord's Day.
The Lord's Day. That I didn't go to church on because we were up very late last night talking about.
Yeah, but I feel like
stuff.
you were up late last night talking about like church kind of stuff. So like, does it kind of balance out?
Well, yeah, but after that, me and Devin started talking about other shit. So,
yeah,
started talking about problems and stuff. But you know what? It wasn't football problems, so nobody cares. Football. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched like any football at all.
I'm definitely getting the spring season exhaustion.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I'm hard pressed to care because you know what? That's not a mark against USFL. It's not a mark against there's a lot of shit going on right now, my dude. There's a lot of shit going on right there. You know, biking's going on, fish tanks going on. You know, it's a busy time, but we'll suffer through it for the content. So, well, why don't we start off with some news, man? So I know the one news thing that we have to talk about is honestly kind of rage inducing. So let's talk about that one first.
All right.
That's your cue to talk about it.
Oh, the Matt Araiza situation.
Kicker. Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt Araiza, drafted last year, generally considered one of the best punters. I mean, he's a punter,
not a kicker. Punter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considered one of the best punters, like in a hot minute.
Right.
Going into the draft, to the point like he even got drafted pretty high up for like a punter,
which is crazy.
4th and 5th round. Yeah, because they usually go like last 6th, 7th round.
Yeah,
if they even get drafted. But yeah, so basically it came out that shortly after getting drafted, some crazy lady well, I mean, maybe in some ways she wasn't lying, but basically she came out and said that like 4 students at whatever college he went to, like San Diego State, I want to say, like gang raped her and named him as one of the people. And so yeah, the Bills pretty much cut him like the next day, like no due diligence or anything, just kind of.
Sure.
I mean, I get it. He's a low draft pick. You kind of don't even want to have to deal with that for a low draft pick.
Right.
So I get the decision to cut him, but
yeah,
it came out last week that, at least from the school's investigation itself, that he was literally not part of whatever happened there at all. So like completely innocent, just accused by this bitch.
Many such cases
ruined the young man's career.
Yeah, because I mean, he's how long did it take that to get cleared up? Like a year and a half, more,
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, now, first off, I mean, you know, punter, not a high priority. We're just after a new draft. Teams have picked up new punters. I mean, to even get back into the game at this point, I feel like, you know, you got to start from the bottom because, you know, punter, you know, you don't exactly have a sizzle reel or anything. Well, I guess. Punters can kind of go hard, but God, that sucks so bad, man. Like, and I'm not going to get political about it, but many such cases. Yeah. So, yeah, you hate to hear that, but yeah, you feel like if it had been like, I don't know, someone even like vaguely more important, they would have really gone to bat for the kid. So I guess the lesson here is don't get accused of gang rape if you're a punter. And that's free advice. So you're welcome. All right, what else we got?
Thanks for that. That was all I had for like general news. I feel like we got to talk about the XFL championship game. I
was going to get right into that, yeah. So the last week, which we weren't on, XFL championship, man, We didn't really see this one coming, did we?
This is a very unexpected result, but kind of comedy.
Kind of comedy. Before we get into it though too much, did we talk about yeah, we talked about DiNucci going to the Steelers? Or no,
The Broncos.
Seahawks.
I was actually going to get into that after we talk about the championship.
Oh, okay, all right. So, of course, the Arlington Renegades went up against the DC Defenders in the first XFL championship since the Vince McMahon era of the aughts. And it did not disappoint, sort of. I mean, the game didn't disappoint. The Defenders disappointed, though. I don't know what happened here. Well, I do kind of know what happened here, and its name was Jordan Tamo. We kind of talked throughout
Renegades,
Go ahead.
They played their best ball of the season when it mattered most.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what I was talking, the week before in the semifinals against Houston. It was like, man, they kind of just, they knew when to strike and when it mattered. And I'm not going to say they were playing something like 4D chess bullshit where they it's like, we're going to play shit until the very end when it matters. But that's what happened and it worked. So I don't know. Luis Perez was the MVP of this game, man. He was on fire, which is crazy because, I mean, Luis Perez was not like that guy the entire season. Like, he was pretty far down the list of dudes that you would consider that dude. Weirdly enough,
got cut from the Vegas Vipers,
which I guess let's be real. If anything's gonna start a villain arc, it's got to be getting cut from the Vegas Vipers because that's gotta sting, dude. That's gotta sting.
Yeah.
So, people who would label as that dude might include such gentlemen as Jordan Tamo. However, in this game, he was not that dude, and he had no dog in him. Maybe some glizzies because he was playing weighed down. He sucked. 16 for 30, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hey, 3 interceptions, accounting for every single turnover for the Defenders. And considering this game came down, I'm not going to say to the wire, but considering that they were mounting a little bit of a comeback in the second half, you got to think this is a Jordan Tamo failure. And I know we talked about it. It's like, Jordan Tamo kind of hit or miss, but God, man, you can't miss in a championship game, bruh.
And I will say, one of his interceptions was end of game, the 4th and 15. You just kind of got to go for it.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Try to get a possession.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wouldn't count that one super against him, but the other two, come on. You just can't do that with everything.
No. So, rest in piss, DC Defenders. Congratulations, Renegades. Making the South proud. Should have been Houston, but whatever.
You know what they say? At least one team in Arlington is winning a championship.
Get them. Someone I read. Someone said the XFL has been invented, died, resurrected, died again, and then came back, and Arlington won, all in the span, and in that span, the Cowboys have not been to a Super Bowl. And
I believe it.
I would have to double check the math on that, but off the top of my head, yes. And in fact, have they even been to an NFC Championship game in that time?
Their last Super Bowl was 1995 season. So I guess 96 Super Bowl.
That definitely wasn't okay. So that's because XFL was 2001 to somewhere in there.
And that was also their last NFC Championship game.
Jesus Christ! What's because hold on. What year were you born?
98.
Bruh, there's kids that played in the XFL on the Renegades that probably weren't even born when they were last in the NFC Championship. Jeez, look.
Yep.
America's team, my ass. All right, let's talk about it, though. What we're going to talk about, the DiNucci and a couple other guys.
Yeah, so
a couple other guys.
20 players 20 XFL players signed to NFL.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. A lot of linemen on both sides of the ball. A few tight ends, a few wide receivers. DiNucci was the only QB that got signed, and he is going for the Broncos, playing backup to Russ Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like the only player we would know by name. It's a lot of just like linemen that like who the fuck knows who they are. They're like, well, it's like Aaron Donald here. You don't really know the fucking lineman, if I'm being honest.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's great. That's the whole purpose of the XFL, really, to have kind of feel these kids out, let them have another shot at the game, and so it's good to see. DiNucci, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see him getting very far, honestly. Like even as a backup, like yeah, maybe he gets some snaps in garbage time, but if anything happens to Wilson, he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
No, he's not.
He's not that guy.
Let me look at the Broncos depth chart. So I think they already have a backup as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got Jarrett Stidham.
All right. Well, if I'm being real,
your favorite guy.
Yeah, and you already know what I was about to say. So if I'm being real, I'm going with DiNucci. Fuck Jarrett Stidham. I can't. Man, he's been a couple of places now. He was in. He was in the Patriots.
Patriots, Vegas, and now the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, they were kind of hot on him down in Vegas for a little bit. I don't know why, but
I think it was because they were trying to get rid of Carr, and then
that was right. Yeah,
Stidham was with the Patriots under Mike McDaniel's, their head coach. Or
I feel
Josh
like
McDaniels, whoever the fuck.
I feel like Derek Carr. They've been doing him dirty, kind of. I mean, I know. Listen, I know he's not MVP, but
listen, he's your Saint quarterback now. So
I know.
I guess you'll be the one to decide if they were doing him dirty or not after this season, huh?
Well, listen, you can't be worse than the redheaded stepchild, Andy frickin' Dalton. So,
listen, Andy freaking Dalton at least has had playoff experience, even if he sucks now.
Yeah, in like 2012. This is a long time ago, man. Wait, no. Actually, no. He got hurt in the playoffs, didn't? Because AJ was his backup. I don't know. The point is, I'm much more excited about Derek Carr. I just feel like Derek Carr is a better face for the franchise for the Saints than certainly Jameis Winston, but definitely Andy Dalton. God, I'm just angry thinking about that. Last season fucking sucked, dude. Whatever. That was it. That was that. XFL, though, done, gone, over, sort of. They are definitely planning to do another season, though. They're going to have a rookie draft coming up for kids that didn't get drafted in the real draft. So that kind of feels like kind of going after the, low-hanging fruit. But, I mean, that's what the XFL is.
Well, they're like trying to keep them boys in ball. So
Sure. So, like I said many times this year, this new sexy, yep, that's words. This next season, they gotta do shit different in the off season. They have to have an off season because this whole season was kind of a mess, right? Like from that whole we only get to we haven't even practiced together. To the first we're actually seeing of each other is on the field, like in the first game. It's got to change next season. I hope it does. Because this season kind of felt like flying by the seat of their pants. Like it may or may not happen. So, I mean, now that it's happened, now that it's in the books, now that it was a success, it was a financial success, I believe, even possibly. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Just from things I've seen, their ratings got pretty rough though at the end of the season. But I mean, we talked endlessly about they just gave it no promotion versus the USFL, which we're going to start getting into in a second. Just did numbers, but that's because they had the entire Fox machine just promoting the shit out of them. And it certainly didn't hurt that Fox had the Super Bowl and was literally playing USFL Super Bowl ads. So, I don't know. We talked about, though, going in the USFL, that the USFL is kind of putting a better product on the field, but I feel like that might have died off in like week 3 because, like I said, I haven't been watching a lot of this. Giro's on, Fish Tank's on, so I haven't been keeping up with it. But I look at the scores and I look at highlights.
Low scoring.
It is a low scoring affair, and it's still very much a question of like I still don't know who's good here. I still don't know who's good here.
After looking at the results these past 2 weeks, like I have no idea who's good and who's shit.
So let's talk about week 5, Saturday, May 13th. Maulers and the Panthers. So we thought the Panthers might be good. Get the shit kicked out of them by the Maulers. Okay, fine. That's great. Sure, why not? Gamblers beat the Stallions. Not a fan, but we've kind of gone on record saying Houston, could be, maybe. I don't fucking know. Sunday, May 14th. Generals, who again, I thought were on the uptick, lose to the Stars, who I thought was one of the worst teams in the league. Oh, yeah. And get this, it gets better. That evening, the Showboats beat the Breakers.
Yeah, it turns out the Showboats are actually the Show Goats.
What happened? What happened here? What's going on? I don't understand this. All right, I don't really give a shit about the rest of these games, but I'm gonna look into the Showboats Breakers game. Was it like? I'm not seeing a bunch of turnover. They did. They turned the ball over 3 times. That doesn't help.
Yeah, but the other team turned it over twice.
2.
So
yeah. Mm-hmm. I just legitimately don't understand. Like, who's good in this league? Anybody? Do you?
I have no idea, dude.
They all suck, maybe. Maybe. And I tell you what, some of these games, like when I do tune in, I always happen to tune into the one that Jack Collinsworth's commentating, and I beeline to that mute button. Oh, I hate it, man. Hate it. Anyway, week 6, that was this week. So yesterday, hey, remember when I said the Maulers, right, beat the Panthers, who, I thought they were good. Well, now they got literally shut out by the Showgoats, who are now apparently one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on in Fish Tank? Why are they screaming? I don't know. Whatever. My Stallions come back, beat the Panthers, who still suck. Now they have a losing record. Breakers lost again to the Stars. What?
Yeah, dude, the Stars and the Showgoats are on the up and up, and all the good. I think the only team that's like consistently on the rise and not falling off are the fucking Gamblers who've won 4 straight.
Dude, I don't. This league is a fucking mess, and I honestly don't even know where to like look for answers.
Now let me raise you this alternative.
Okay.
What if it's not a mess and they're all very equally matched, so it's kind of just hard to predict?
Or what if they just all suck?
Mm-hmm.
Something to ponder. Well, we'll find out next week. We've got a Stallions Breakers rematch, Stars and Maulers, Gamblers Showboats, and Panthers Generals. Here's my prediction on that. I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue.
I'm going to give you the results right now.
All right, okay, let me hear it.
Stallions over Breakers.
Sure.
Stars over Maulers.
Bold.
Gamblers over Showgoats.
Very bold.
This is going to be a bounce back week for the Panthers. Panthers over General.
Okay. I'm writing that down. I'm going to hold that against you next week when that doesn't happen.
All right. And what if it comes exactly true?
Then, man, you guys start playing the numbers or something. Shit. Damn.
Call me the GOAT of spring football.
Do y'all play the numbers in Tennessee?
Like gambling?
Yeah. With lottery. Yeah, y'all got a lottery.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I never fuck with the lottery, so I don't really know.
We have a lottery here in Mississippi, but yeah, I don't know. Like that is. Oh, do y'all have sports betting?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have online sports betting, and I don't think it's legal to like do bookies or anything. But get this. We're going to reference something sort of from last night. Not Bokhoma, but Bokhoma. I don't know what the difference is. It's something in Cherokee.
Native Reserve?
Yeah. Casino you can go over there, Sandersville, Mississippi, and you can bet on college football and real football, I think. Not like college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, here you can just do it all on a fucking app on your phone. So.
I'm gonna be real with you though. Like, all right, so first off, I'm not a gambling dude. I've never gambled. Well, that's not true. I bet on things, but I've never like I've never officially bet on anything in my life, right? Like, I've never gone to I've been to casinos, but I've never like gambled at a casino. I've never sat it down and played blackjacks. I've never played slots or anything. But if I was to do sports betting, I don't know, man. There's just something about like the app thing feels wrong to me. Like it feels like it goes against the very soul of betting. You know what I mean?
The main benefit with the app is that a lot of them support like live betting mid-game, where like odds kind of change based on what's going on in the game.
Yeah.
So like if you're real good at it, you can abuse that really well to your benefit. Like I had a friend who got banned off a betting website because he was abusing like hockey live bets. Like he turned $20 into 8,000.
Based.
So like if you can figure out like a niche to exploit, that's kind of the real benefit of them versus kind of obviously you can do it from home, which also is nice. But I'm not a big gambler. I did it when it became legal in New York, just because it was like, hey, put in $50 and you get 300 basically for free. So like, all right, I'll take that. I'll pull out the 250 and then whatever I do with my remaining 50 is whatever happens. And then when that ran out, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not adding more of my money, which I suppose is the responsible thing.
No, extremely responsible. I'm trying to look up and see if there's any like places up there that you can actually like physically go to and bet, but I don't think so. I don't think y'all do that. I think that's only a thing here because of the Indians.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about, going there and you got like, that big bank of TVs and you're sitting there with your, your little stub, clutching it, praying that kicker misses. There's just something about it. You damn kids in your apps. Fucking.
Yeah, but then you can also do that from the comfort of your home, I guess, with the app.
Yeah, but it's just something about being there in the moment. I don't. Fucking Zoomers.
I also know people who like to just throw a buck or two down on like random ass games just to add some hype to them.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to do, honestly. Yeah. Is that like, those mid-September games, conference play hasn't quite started yet. It's 11 a.m. and that morning slate is, fucking like Indiana versus, Penn State or something. No, that's conference play. Indiana versus like Kent State or something. Like some real fucking snoozer. Wofford versus Blawford.
Yeah, Mumford versus, I don't know, UConn.
I mean, if that was women's basketball, but who watches that?
No one.
You know what people do watch them?
Football, wrestling.
Yeah, there you go. I've been watching wrestling. We got a pay-per-view coming up this week. It was actually
shit, we did.
Yeah. So it's Night of Champions in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So it's gonna be on tape delay, unfortunately. Night of Champions. Let's check this card real fast and see what I think. I tell you what I think. I think some of these matches suck. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I will say. All right. So we'll start at the top, and by the top I mean this website that I randomly pulled up. So probably start from the bottom because I think the top is the main event. So we're starting from the bottom. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't give a shit about this program. Like, I like Becky Lynch. I think she's pretty cool. I like the man gimmick. But Trish Stratus, all right. So first off, I wasn't a wrestling fan as a kid, right? I wasn't a wrestling fan in the 90s or the aughts. I didn't start watching wrestling until like the tail end of 2010. So I have no connection to Trish Stratus. Like, seeing her does not provoke feelings of nostalgia in me. Maybe a little bit of lust, but not nostalgia. So I'm looking at this. I'm going like, all right, that's great. This whole thing sucks. I don't care. Trish Stratus is kind of like terrible on the mic. All the promos she's been cutting like suck, and you can just literally tell it sucks the soul out of the audience. They're just 100% do not give a shit. I feel like Becky Lynch goes over on this, but if she doesn't, I don't really give a shit. Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I do like this one a little bit more. What?
All right, I must be looking at an out-of-date thing because they have Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for Raw Women's Championship. The fuck?
What? Maybe I'm looking at. That does sound.
I think.
What I mean,
5 days ago from CBS.
Well, neither of them have belts. How the? Rhea has the SmackDown, but I don't think that's being defended.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let me check a different website. Maybe this one just sucks.
Okay, yeah, Bianca Belair versus Asuka on a different website.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't care. Actually, weirdly enough, I went to the Wikipedia page, right? And they don't even list the Becky Lynch match. Is that happening?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
The CBS, when I looked it up on CBS, they had that one under a prediction and not like under their actual matches. So I have no idea what's going on with that one, but I'm assuming these other 5 matches are actually happening.
Yeah, okay, well, that's fine because as I said, I don't give a shit. Bianca Belair and Asuka. Ooh, this is actually a pretty decent one. So I think Bianca Belair is actually a really solid wrestler, and Asuka, of course, is insane. So that's cool. I don't see them dropping the belt to Asuka. They seem to be really hot on Bianca Belair. She's really good. She's very over. But then again, like, so is Asuka. So that's a hard one to kind of. I don't really know. Although, to circle back to what we were talking about, I guess it's not a shocker that they're not going to have 2 women's matches in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So, yeah, I see Bianca Belair retaining on this one, but I don't see it being, I don't think it's clean. Gunther and Mustafa Ali. So this one kind of blew my mind that Mustafa Ali won the Battle Royale last Friday to be the #1 contender. I really, really thought it was going to be God, what's his name? The bro dude. It's always Fortune. Matt Riddle. I thought it was gonna be Matt Riddle. I really did. But
what race is this guy?
Mustafa Ali, he's like Indian Pakistani.
All right.
But then he's Muslim. So
I mean,
it's kind of all over the board on that one.
That might have been all right, he's our Muslim in for the Saudi event.
I guess so, but I'm gonna be culturally insensitive and say that I don't really know like much about Saudi Arabia, but I guess I would have thought they would have been more like nationalistic, like racially biased than religiously biased. I don't know. But I mean, yeah. But then again, it's Vince McMahon, and he might have just seen the name Mustafa Ali and said, put him in the event.
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what I was looking at.
Like that, he saw a vaguely Arab sounding name and went, go with that. It's like, so yeah, there's no way Gunther drops the belt to fucking Mustafa Ali. This guy was in. I
love Gunther.
Oh, I love Gunther. Have you seen the videos of his little like fucking butt boy that stands behind him and he twirls his little, cape or whatever when I love that so much. But yeah, no, Mustafa Ali was in like a program with Dolph Ziggler just like 2 months ago, a program that you might have missed because it took place almost exclusively like on like digital exclusives on the WWE network, not even on cable, not on TV. Literally, you had to go to their fucking website to see the promos. So yeah, they're not gonna, and I think our theory about Vince is spot on that one. Now this one, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending their tag team championships against the Bloodline, but not the Usos. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. So, as literally everyone with eyeballs and a brain could have expected, the bloodline is in free fall. It is falling the fuck apart. Roman Reigns returned last week, cut a hella promo against the Usos, which, to be fair, they kind of suck. They kind of suck. Lost against Latino World Order last night, which, by the way, remind me to say something about that here in a minute. Lost against them. It's they're on the downturn. Roman is very disappointed in them, and he's taking matters into his own hands. On the one hand, I kind of want Roman to win, because it's one of those things where, like, if something is so ridiculous and you know that they're not going to stop being ridiculous with it, then make it as ridiculous as possible. I want Roman Reigns to come out to the ring holding like 7 belts. I just want to see,
pretty fucking sweet,
right? I think that would be hilarious. Just give him give him the women's championship. Don't ask me how, but do it. You know, like, I want it to be ridiculous. I don't think so. Here's my prediction with the tag team match. I think the Usos somehow, either purposefully on purpose, or accidentally, cause a DQ. And of course, champions retain. Because I'm hearing buzz that Money in the Bank, which is, I think, the pay-per-view next month, don't quote me on that, is going to be
July 1st.
Is going to be the Bloodline versus the Bloodline. Roman Reigns and Solo versus Jimmy and Jay.
I could definitely see that.
That is what I'm hearing, and I think Saturday we see that program being set up. So I got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retaining on this one. I think it would be ridiculous to give him the belt, but like I said, fuck it, why not?
I'm also just fucking sick of the fucking KO and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline storyline.
Yes, I want it to be done. Like, I don't really know who I want to see them go up against next. I mean, maybe Judgment Day or something. That could be interesting. Like Damian Priest and Finn Balor, maybe. I don't know, but not the Bloodline. That's all I know. I don't want to see him against the Bloodline. So I think it's a little too early to put them up against Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly, of course, just getting drafted earlier this month. But they actually premiered yesterday. They're kind of fun to watch. It reminds me a lot of there was a tag team several years ago between Tyler Breeze and Fandango called Breeze Dango. Why it wasn't called Febreze, I don't know. And it was exactly this. It was the exact same gimmick. So obviously I love it. It's ridiculous and it's stupid, but they're pretty good. So, but like I said, I think it's a little early to put them into that. So I really don't know where the tag team titles go after this, but again, just don't want it to be the Bloodline. Speaking of shit nobody wants to see, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar Part 2. Now, this is one of those, like, I understand why it's happening. They need Brock Lesnar on the card for Saudi Arabia, because this is another. So this match, this pay-per-view and the Puerto Rico pay-per-view earlier this month were essentially just like a collection of exhibition matches. It's like, what does Saudi Arabia want to see? And they want to see Brock Lesnar. Easiest thing was just give him a rematch with Cody Rhodes. Why are they having a rematch? I don't know. I guess it's because they didn't want to. They couldn't. A, they didn't want to give Cody Rhodes his rematch immediately against Roman Reigns, and B, they had no idea who to put against Roman Reigns. So just have him fight Brock Lesnar again.
Maybe they couldn't do like Bobby Lashley because, you know, not trying to be, you know, fucked up here, but, you know, Saudi Arabia, Bobby Lashley is, you know.
Huh. I was going to say, you're right. There ain't no brothers on this card. Well, Bianca Belair, but.
Yeah, I mean, they're already in the women's section for that, so like.
True. So yeah, my thoughts on this one is I don't know. I feel like Cody Rhodes goes over again, but at the same time, like, who knows and who cares? This is not a rivalry that means anything. So who cares? But your main event, the tournament final for the inaugural heavyweight championship, the belt that we had to create literally because Roman Reigns doesn't want to work every day. Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles. Kinda. I mean, if you can negotiate a contract that says you only got to show up like twice a month, that's a pretty damn good contract, to be quite honest. Yeah. Shit. Versus AJ Styles. Just said that. Don't know I repeated it. I love AJ Styles. I guess that's why.
Now, I think 2 weeks ago, this was fully undetermined who was going to be in.
It was. So
our predictions.
We had to go through like a whole semifinals, and I want to say I said Cody versus AJ. I don't remember what you.
We definitely. I think we had AJ Styles or Bobby Lashley.
Right.
So we were pretty right on that end.
You know what? That was it, because I'm looking at it's right here in front of me, because I was looking at it, and the whole thing was AJ, Edge, Ray, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Sheamus. And I said like 4 of those guys are like 40, like 45, past 45, including AJ Styles. But AJ Styles is like still kind of like got it. One of those is Austin Theory. I don't see them putting 2 titles on him. And just kind of like, it was just basic deduction. But the other one, Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins, Shinsuke, Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and The Miz. Of that list, the only one I don't even like give a chance is The Miz, because it's The Miz. So the first round was Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins, and Shinsuke. Of course, Seth freaking Rollins comes out with the pin, and then Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and The Miz. Cody Rhodes had this one until, oh boy, Brock Lesnar came out and he did the thing. He did the. I don't like Brock Lesnar. I don't know if that's racist. I just don't like him.
How is that racist?
I don't know. I just don't like him.
It's from South Dakota.
Well, fucking South Dakotans, man.
Facts.
Yeah. So then to the semifinal, Seth freaking Rollins, Finn Balor. Seth freaking Rollins wins, of course. Now, and then on the other side, of course, it was Bobby Lashley and AJ, and the fucking AJ. Bobby is way past like having a belt. I think like maybe you could put like the US or something on him one last time for laughs, but I mean he's playing in that retirement match, so it's got to be AJ. AJ's got several years left in him. He's got plenty in the tank. He's good. So I'm gonna be biased on my thoughts on this because of stuff I've been reading. Apparently, Seth freaking Rollins has a non-negligible role in the upcoming Captain America movie that he is currently filming. So
I didn't know he was in that movie.
I didn't either. I didn't even know he acted. So we've learned 2 things tonight. Here's my thoughts. If he's going to be out a bunch of time filming, do they put the belt on him? My mind says no. But at the same time, it would be hypocritical. It would be very hypocritical for Triple H to come out and say, we have a new belt, a belt you can be proud of, a championship that's constantly defended, and then put it on a guy who's going to have to miss like 3 months to film a movie. Versus AJ, who is literally fresh. He is right off of a bunch of time off from injury. He's as good as he's ever been. It seems obvious to put it on AJ. And that is why I'm going to say Seth freaking Rollins picks up the victory.
I hope AJ wins because I'm sick of Seth freaking Rollins.
I am a little bit too. Now, I am going to say this. As much as I'm glad AJ Styles is here, I kind of wish they had given Edge one last run.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, that was the extent of my thoughts on that. I want to see.
Yeah, but like
one. I know, but you got to understand.
If Edge was in the final. I get it. If Edge was in the final, though, I feel like Homeboy's like on the stretcher, ready to fucking retire. I don't know that.
Just give him just to let him have, just give him 6 months. Only work pay-per-views. Just let him have one last. So listen, I'm real biased here. So I said earlier in the show, I said I started watching late 2010. That's when Edge was as hot as he's been in a long time. And literally 2 months, 3 months after, and he was my favorite. Like, far and away, him and Dolph Ziggler were my favorites. Far and away. 2 or 3 months after I started watching, he has to retire and drop the belt. And then he comes back, of course, a decade later. But, like, and maybe it's more for me than it is for him. I just want to see one last run. One last good run with the belt. And then, walk off into the sunset. And by walk off into the sunset, I mean go to AEW so you can do a tag team with your friend Christian. So, I think that'd be nice. So, anyway, so that's gonna be Night of Champions, kind of a limited card, but whatever. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be on tape delay, so don't read Twitter next Saturday because you'll get spoiled, like I got spoiled on the Giro today. I'm real bad about that because, of course, the Giro, I'm not going to get into talking about the Giro, but the Giro, of course, is in Italy. They start in the morning. Italy's like, 7 hours ahead of us? So, by the time I get it's over, and I keep spoiling myself. You might be saying, Taylor, how can you spoil cycling? It's not that interesting. It is. It is that interesting. So...
It's not.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
We won't get into it.
I don't have the energy to defend world cycling because it doesn't need to be defended. It speaks for itself. So, yeah, no, we won't get into it. So, all right. Well, that's about it. You got anything else, or you want to head to the house?
Beef out.
Beef out. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, now beef out.